I think when we left off, we were talking about how you wanted people to feel the music. Just about people, how people should receive your music and how people should just go in between the lines of aifheli. For you as the artist, how do you dissect a body of work?
I think the most important thing when you like make a project or a body of work, I think it's more about the intention. It doesn't need to have a story, but there should be a particular intention towards it. So I think sometimes you can tell when someone just made something for the sake of making it and there was no objective. I'm not saying every song should like go together, but you kind of understand what they're trying to say and like where they were mentally. So for me, it's always about deciding from the beginning. That's why I like having a cover first and like a name first, so I can know the direction and what I want to do. Because having a goal is very important, when it comes to that.
So in terms of like seeing the goals, like, do you ever look at yourself and be like, okay, fine, like I want my album to sound like this, I want my album to be like to look like this, I want it to be perceived like this. Do you ever have those type of thoughts between yourself?
I think everyone does, because if you don't, you just float around without any direction. It's very important to have some intention. Because a body of work is something that's very heavy because it never leaves. So once it's out, and I think you have to kind of make peace with letting it go and putting it into the world. Because some people like holding on to music, because they feel like, this is my shit, It's not yours to enjoy, to be honest,
But I'm also talking about more of how the music is formed. A lot of people don't take into account the rollout of how a specific album is supposed to look at. Looking at your rollout, you took a long time to release Silver. Is there any reason why you set back on Silver? Because you did mention that you made the cover first and then you were in the process of making
I think more than anything else, it was just mostly me, trying to make it like a live experience of what's going on. So I kind of decided that I'm gonna scrap most things and I want to live, and I want everything that happens from this point until drop to be on wax. You know what I mean? Because I think it makes it way more immersive for people when they feel like they've seen some of the stories you talk about.
Okay, do you have a specific following in terms of the rollout? Do you have anybody that, okay, fine, that rollout for that album, amazing, for that EP, amazing?
I think Tyson's one was amazing.
For Home.
And Tyson spoke about Home in 2020. I remember
that's crazy. He spoke about it in 2020.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, dude, shit I'm planning right now is insane, and basically what Tyson and I always do is like every few months, he calls me and I call him. We speak about like what we want to do, what we've done, and the objectives. And I think Tyson had also identified some things he felt like he did not need, because he needs a lot of awareness. So when Home unfolded, it was just a vision that he had discussed, with a lot of us and his peers, telling us what he wants to do and how he wants to go about it. And I think because of the support, that he also had from Shogun, it was very important because it could translate into the visual side, into the packaging side. Because I think, like I was telling you, you have to always come up with your own ways of dropping. And that's always the huge fight between artists, management, and the labels and distributors, because they want you to drop in a particular way and you want to drop in another way because you want your fans to be immersed. You want new people to listen. Because I think it's easy to just, blend in with everyone else.
I mean, you just mentioned right now that, publicists, distributors, record labels, they want you to drop in a particular way. Talk a little bit about that and how does it feel for an artist to, I wouldn't say, do you feel boxed in if a label comes to you and says that?
I think mostly, is one thing I don't like is the fact that sometimes it seems like artists work on the whim of playlists. You know what I mean? Fine, they're very important. We need them, to bring us to other crowds. But you can't, change the way you might drop something because you fear that you won't be on the playlist on the first day because they're still not updated. So I never understand that logic that, now you can't drop on a Sunday, So I think most of the time It's just them, being used to the way they usually do things.
Yeah.
And not to blame them, but people always find comfort in their way of doing things. And if you come with your own different way, they tend to fight it. But I think your fans don't care when it comes to the day you drop. They really don't care whether you drop on a Friday or you drop on a Thursday. Sometimes you drop on a Wednesday or Thursday to give yourself an advantage because 10,000 niggas drop on a Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're giving yourself some breathing room and you're giving your fans some breathing room to listen to what you're putting out properly. Like one thing I like was the Sunday drop thing. The Sunday drop thing, like
the SoundCloud,
you have proper breathing space. Like someone can sit down and digest it properly. On a Friday, you listen to it 7 a.m. in the morning. You're traveling, you're not really digesting it, but it's more like you just listen to it on the way.
It's become a habit song.
Not really, but it's very difficult to digest music on a Friday because Friday is a very busy day. Okay. Saturday,
everybody's in high hopes. Everyone's getting to the weekend.
Yeah.
But talking about the process in making the music, I always say that I label you as a hip hop alternative.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
I feel that way. I hate being called an R&B artist. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to my R&B.
Do you ever catch air?
What do you ever catch air?
Catch it air.
Yeah, I do. But like I not that I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not a very good reflection of the artist I am, because it feels like just because you're a black artist or like a person of color and you're saying you're automatically R&B, it feels like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah,
it's like saying, oh no, you can't make pop music, you can't make alternative music. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing I really don't like.
You're trying to be placed into a box.
Yeah, that's how it feels because I feel
but then
like
this is because you have the Grammys for that. That's what the Grammys are doing.
Yeah, but let me be quite honest with you. Even with the music I listen to, let me be quite honest with you. I barely listen to R&B. I can.
Whitney Houston.
No.
Aretha Franklin.
No. But that's just because of like where I grew up and like the fact that it wasn't a huge part of the music I consumed. So I can't wake up today and be like, oh nah, I'm a huge R&B person. I've never really been one. I can list all of the R&B albums I've listened to thoroughly on like two hands. You know what I mean? Let's say I say Painted by Lucky Day.
Yo, with what was it? Flooded.
Yeah, amazing project. Let's say we say Ego Death.
It's the internet. Is that really R&B?
Alternative.
Oh, that's alternative. Okay, yeah. Alternative.
But it's R&B.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like I've never consumed a huge amount of R&B for it to be said that he's an R&B person. So yeah, like the most R&B I can say I've consumed my entire life is Majid Jordan because it's very R&B centric, but it moves around. So but I think maybe I shouldn't care about it too much, but it annoys me to be honest.
To be placed in that. So I ask again: should we call you an alternative hip hop?
Anything you want.
Yeah. They give me your top 5 hip hop artists.
Okay. Top 5. My top 5.
Yeah, in order.
I'm not gonna lie about niggas I've never listened to. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, for real.
My top 5. In no particular order.
Yeah.
Nah.
Can it be in order?
Nah. No particular
Okay, no
order.
problem.
From what I've listened to, I can say Kanye West.
Okay.
Sonically, Travis Scott.
Okay. Travis, okay.
I have to put Kendrick in there.
Yeah. Automatic.
I have to say Drake.
Automatic.
Then I have to say give me a sec. I'm trying to think. Then I have to say AKA or Rick. Tied.
You're tied for AKA Ricky?
Yeah. Let's just make it 6. 6 is my favorite number. Let's make it 6. But yeah.
Let's talk about you having Travis Scott inside your music because I think that's a very huge resemblance. What does Travis Scott add to that sound of aifheli?
He doesn't add much, to be honest. But I like the fact that he took an established sound, and flipped it in his own way.
Yeah.
I feel like Rodeo is one of the greatest works we've received in the past 10 years.
Yeah, over Days Before Rodeo.
Days Before Rodeo. I feel like Rodeo changed the course of trap. Because trap is... Hear me out.
you know, but Jesus, bro,
No,
Jesus changed the course of trap.
I'm saying trap music now. I'm not saying like rap per se. I'm saying trap. Because if hear me out now.
Yeah.
If you see the way trap albums was centered, they were very much just putting songs together.
Are we talking about like
trap artists
like
now?
Migos, back in the days, like Gucci Mane.
Yeah, and what Rodeo did is that Rodeo made that conceptual and took a lot of elements from different sides. You know, you had production credits from your Toro Moyes. You know, so I think that's why I loved Rodeo so much, because it felt like a very important project in the grander scheme of things, because it started building another subgenre within trap, and that's within hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Talk about you having AK and Ricky tied. Why?
Not tied, but like 5 and 6.
So,
no particular order.
No particular order.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like the number 6.
You just like the number 6. All right, no problem, bro. But I'm gonna talk about more of Mega because of the cultural influence of what he's had. Talk about his inspirations that he's left onto you. You know, with sampling.
I think the huge part about Mega that we don't really acknowledge was his sound selection. You know, was his sound selection, and I think most people might act like he couldn't rap, but he could when he wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes with knowing when to and when not to. You know what I mean? And I think what Mega did is that he introduced a pop star in hip hop in our country. You know what I mean? You know, so I think him constantly, you know, changing his sound, constantly, you know, finding inspiration from genres that aren't particularly hip hop was very important. Yeah. You know, so I think, and he was very South African. That's what I liked the most. You know, it was very
the fact that he could sample.
It was very patriotic. Yeah. You know, homie went to shows wearing a flag.
Yeah.
South African
flag. Literally on the mic.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Nah, that's amazing. Do you think you'd ever rep the country like that?
I would. I'm a very patriotic person. I love this country.
So you'd put the flag over there?
I would. I really would.
That'd be sick as hell. That'd be really sick as hell, dude. Yeah. And then I'm not gonna deep dive into Kendrick Lamar because that's Kendrick. Yeah, that's not gonna really be said for. But Ricky, you know, I think for me, I'd say about Ricky is that Ricky's a very for the kids.
Besides being for the kids, it was the feeling.
Yeah, that like it felt like we had somebody that could like.
Yeah, but you know, even when it was the feeling it gave you when you listened to it, you felt like no one could tell you shit. And I feel like once you can portray that into listeners and like make them feel like that, your job is done. You know, because he just made it feel luxurious to listen to him. You know, you wanted to like live and breathe that lifestyle. You know, the entire I think the most important thing to him was the culture. Yeah. As funny as, you know, quote unquote culture sounds, but he always made it about the culture. It wasn't just the rap side. It was the rap, the fashion, the lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like the way
giving back.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And always be on the lookout. I think that was the one thing that he did, unlike most people that I think true. All of us noticed, was the fact that he always, you know, open the door.
So would we say that there are people in this industry that are keeping the keys to themselves?
I'm not going to say that. You know, I have no opinion on that. But I feel like when it comes to the reason, because people have different reasons for working with other people. You know, I'm an artist. It's a known fact. Yeah. Sometimes people work with you because, you know, they like your music. Sometimes they work with you because they want you to contribute to the music sonically, and they feel like it might fit. Sometimes it's more of like a commercial thing. It happens a lot. You know, it's music is a ball game. Yeah? But I feel like some would only collaborate with young artists when they felt like they were falling behind the pack. Yeah. And with him, it was a very consistent behavior because he understood the fact that his time in music wasn't going to be that long. You know, I'm talking about the death, but I'm talking about just like, you know,
being able to open up,
being relevant in a space, you know what I mean? And that was the most heartwarming thing to like see as an artist, as a young artist, you know, because I had lived that lifestyle where, you know, we'd go to those shows in Pasonia, be full of kids, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he was the only person who recognized it because he saw it and he recognized it. Most people act like they don't see things when they actually happen, you know. So yeah, you know, I'm not saying they're obligated to, but that meant a lot to a lot of people, you know.
Yeah. Do you think that most cats in hip hop are too afraid to speak?
Speak about what?
Like some real ass shit, like some things that are out of the norm. You know, like I remember there used to be like Joyce Lucas back in the day. You know what I mean? That type of like controversy inside the music.
I think, man, you know, different artists have different approaches and different things they contribute into the grander scheme of music. Some people contribute shock value, you know. Some people contribute their lifestyle. Some people contribute, you know, the street shit, you know. But I think the mistake we make is that we want everyone to do the same thing or want what we feel like works best for them, you know. Because when a person spits on record, they tell their stories. Even though I always try to tell people that try to change the point of view you come at it with, you know. But you know, not to say artists should pretend, but we're also like actors too, because we assume roles, you know. When I say I'm the Silver Surfer, that's the role I've taken up in a particular point of time, or the alter ego you've taken up as an artist. But I feel like, you know, being yourself is very important. Being dynamic sonically is also very important. And that's the most important, musically, like that's the most important thing in all of music, besides lyrics. Lyrics are very important, but being dynamic is extremely important. If you know what you want for your sound, you know, you've done 70% of the job, you know, on the music side now, not the looks and, you know, the
how it's supposed to be portrayed and stuff.
That's another side of it. But you know, so yeah.
Do you think the hip hop that we have today, South Africa specifically, is more evolved than it was back then, coming back from 2017 going downwards?
I think, you know, I don't want to be too nostalgic, you know. I try my best to not like look at music with a very nostalgic lens, you know, because music always changes and hip hop changes too. And it's also very much informed, like everything else, by international trends. Like you see everyone being inspired by the current sound in SA now, you know. And I think the huge problem was the translation of the lifestyle side into it, you know, because that makes it way more immersive. Because the music will be good, but how you make people feel like they're part of it is also very important. You know, the visual side, when people see you, people have to feel like they're part of it, you know. And I feel like right now we're at a very good place, you know, because people are rapping in their own languages, everyone's doing their own thing, you know. And I don't like it when it's like when people act like everyone should sound the same or do the same thing, you know, because people have their strong points and weak points, you know. I can't wake up today and say I'm gonna, you know, for example, make some music in Sotho, and my tongue does not allow me to do that, you know. I can try my best, but to people actually listen to you, it seems very fake and very disingenuous, you know. And fans can tell. I think
we can actually tell.
Fans can tell when you're in a very weird point. Like, as much as I love AKA, I can say, oh, I hated Bovamania, you know, as a fan.
Trash.
No, don't say that.
For me, the way that I look at Mega, because that's number one for me.
But things I had to understand it from an artist's perspective.
From an artist's perspective, I understand, but then from a sonic perspective, it really didn't connect.
I had to understand it from an artist's perspective, and not as the kid who lined up to get levels unlocked on CD. I had to understand that sometimes as an artist, you have a point where you're a bit confused about your life. You know, because there's so much chaos going on, and you know, us as artists, we live our music, bro. We literally live our music. Our music portrays how we feel. And if you're very confused in life and you don't know what you want to do, your music is going to come off as very confused, and your fans are going to be able to tell. That's why some artists take breaks. They don't take breaks because, you know, they hate music or they hate dropping. They take breaks because they feel like right now I'm at a very weird place creatively, you know, and I need to find my way back, because sometimes holding on does way more damage than, you know, taking a break. You know, so, but you know.
That's cool, dude. But getting off of hip hop, going on to the other side of aifheli, which is the alternative side. Top 5 alternative.
Yo, King Crew,
King Cool.
Rex Orange, King Cool is insane. King Cool makes like jazzy type music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like this is insane. Rex Orange County.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Rex Orange County is good.
Rex Orange County is really good. SA alternative acts, I have to put in Beatenberg. I'm a huge fan of
Beatenberg.
I love Beatenberg so much. You know.
I mean, I only know one song. To be honest, like
I get that, but you know, I think I like how they tackle, you know, the sonical side of the music, so sonics, and you know, all of that. Let's make it 6. Number 4, not really alternative, but I have to say Magic Jordan.
Magic Jordan, okay.
Yeah.
Shadow VO.
Yeah. Magic Jordan. Another act I'll put in is Still Woozy. Still Woozy makes like very like funky. You're gonna listen to them after this.
Yeah, I got to, bro. You gotta put me on, bro.
Listen to them after this. It makes very like, you know, funky type music.
Yeah.
And another act I also have to put in is Freshly Ground. SA.
Put me on, I gotta tap in.
You don't know Freshly Ground?
I don't know Freshly Ground.
Do body.
Oh, for real? Oh my days! Okay, I know the song, but I don't know.
Yeah,
you know the artist behind this video. That's a whole song.
It's a band.
Damn, dude. I think other alternative artists that I'd like want to mention to you. Do you know Emmett 83?
No, I don't. I listen to like bedroom pop, bro.
For real?
My
Foster the People?
Dude. But my side of alternative music, my introduction made me get into music was listening to like a lot of bedroom pop artists.
Yeah.
Because most of them, it was just them making music by themselves at home. So it just fostered, you know, doing things by yourself and being very creative.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I kind of gravitated towards it, even though originally I used to rap, you know. So I think you see both sides of that, you know, in the music, you know, because one minute I'm on a song with Bessa, I'm on a song with the Sipo the Gift, and I'm kind of like rapping my ass off. The next minute I'm on a song with Tyson, you know, holding my own. The next I'm on a song with Walter Kenoto too, you know, with Armis. So it's different sides. But like, you know, I keep telling people, artists can be anyone and anything they want to be, you know, and it's always a very conscious decision. It's never done in confusion unless you have, you know, like unless you have interference, you know, from other factors. Fine, but as an artist, you know, the world is too big and there's too much sound for you to just, you know, stick to the same thing or just, you know, have a very formulaic way of, you know, sound, you know, because I think that's the reason why I find it very difficult to work with packs, because, you know, people send packs and I don't know how to come at it because it's very difficult, you know. I like being in the studio because at least when we start from scratch, I can say, okay, let's add a transition, a B part, all of this, because it becomes easier to work with even lyrically, you know, because it's like you're building the song. So I find it very difficult to work with packs, man. It's not easy for me, you know, because I'll sit with it for hours. I'm trying to write, nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out wrong. You mentioned artists like Bessa, Pharaoh, Tyson Salatelli, you know, Far X Fu. You know, how does it feel for you? PO as well. How does it feel for you to be in like in a community like that where you get to work with different type of people? Adding with Shogun as well. Those type of guys.
Hey man, I haven't had a chance to work with Shogun personally with music. Because I think like when it comes to our friendships, we're too similar personality-wise. So it's very difficult, like working with yourself, you know. And it's very difficult to like actually start working because we'll crack jokes the entire time. That's the only person who I've had sessions with and I've never really worked with, you know. But yeah, he's an amazing person, amazing producer. Fikes Fu, it's the contrast he brings, you know, very serious person. Very serious. No bullshit, you know, on some this is horrible, you know. So him being like that, you know, also contrasts my very like nature of like cracking jokes and like, you know, the entire time in the studio. Because when it's time to work, it's time to work, you know what I mean? And I think that's why him and I work so well together. Also Pure I worked with recently, you know, that you guys are gonna hear that soon. I worked with her recently.
For real, shout out to Pure. Can't even wait to hear the song.
Started working with Doshi too.
Do you want to eat?
Like Doshi with his bounces and
bro. I listened to Sharpshooter with Big Hash, bro. That bounce, bro. It's just amazing, dude.
Like he has his own style, his own sound. Like if you hear, you know this is a Doshi beat, you know. Tyson reached out to me in 2020. and I kind of had to credit him for me having a relationship with Fikes Food, you know, because I had to record something for him. It was like emergency. It was very quick, you know, so I had to go to Fikes Food, and Fikes Food and I started working. So I think Tyson is also the reason why I work with Fikes Food, you know, now, you know. So
Tyson for the plug.
Yeah, no, yeah, he doesn't. They don't know each other.
They don't know each other.
Yeah, but it's like I hit up Mikhail, you know, and I'm like, yo, dude, I need to like record this. I remember it was lockdown, and yeah, he told me, nah, you know, go to Fumo, and yeah, you know, started working on that, you know. But I think, you know, people influence each other's lives in different ways, man. Especially us as artists, and we can't really tell sometimes, you know. But we really do influence each other's. Yeah.
Being in a circle like with being with other artists is just an amazing space because you get to just unlock yourself creatively. You know what I mean? Being in that surreal moment of being that I am laying out on a piece of project. It could be a Picasso, it could be this dance move, it could be this piece of word or a song. Do you have any words for artists that are coming inside the same line like you, the alternative hip-hop route, being able to play the instrument, being able to produce, you know, all for themselves? What would be your words to them?
My words would be work with everyone, you know, work with people from different spaces, producers from different genres. You learn so much from them. Artists from different genres, people who do different things. They open up your eyes to things you've never seen before. Be it sonically, be it how you write, how you approach things, how you handle yourself as an artist too. So don't ever see yourself as, oh, I'm a rapper, or I'm an R&B singer, you know. Rap and R&B work hand in hand, fine. Don't ever see yourself as, oh, I make alternative music, I'm staying in the space only. Always move around and connect with those people and form connections with them, because, you know, I think entertainment also is most of it is us helping each other, you know, us, you know, learning from each other and, you know, working together, you know. So one thing I always prioritize, because I'm a person who likes being alone, and I actually learned to stop being alone, you know, because I you know, I had a huge issue of like working by myself, you know, and I think working with people, always being around is very important, you know, because when you're part of a village, you won't starve, even creatively.
Nah, that's amazing, bro. I think for me, having you on this podcast, bro, has been a very, you know, enlightening journey. You know what I mean? Like, even this is the first time we have like a fully fledged conversation, bro. Like,
even though I met you in December.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I think I met you the first time I saw you. I think I was walking back home with Cheeks, and I think he had a shoot for you to do.
Oh yeah, I remember. I fetched him while he was with you.
I remember that, and then I saw you. That's aifheli. Yeah, that's aifheli right there. And then I asked him, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, bro, just to be here in real time, you know, bringing you to podcast with Shogun under Serenity and Peace, bro, it's just amazing because I want to be able to sit down with people that are in my area, you know, people that are making music, you know, because if I don't know, but I want to be that guy that brings us all together. You know what I mean? So we could just have this one big community to be like, okay, fine, if that person is lacking somewhere.
There's a show.
You know what I mean? There's a show we can all tap into there and be like, okay, fine. How do we get this ball rolling, bro? So for me to have you over here, bro, it's just an amazing, bro. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. Any Instagrams? Where do we find you? How do we get your music?
Okay, all platforms is Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at aifheli _ AIFHELI _ the Silver Surfer, your pop star, Apple Music, aifheli, all platforms, you'll find me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
And you can find us at Serenity and Peace. We're doing a rebranding. You see, we're doing rebranding. So it's not a Serenity and Peace official, it's Serenity and Peace __. You know, I am the Grand Shogun, ladies and gentlemen. This is aifheli. It's podcast with Shogun. Thank you so much. We out.
Thank you.